Good day, viewers. In our last class, we discussed type of triangles. Today we are going to look at quadrilaterals generally. Therefore, a quadrilateral is a four-sided plane shape with four angles. Types of quadrilaterals. A square. A square is a quadrilateral that has all its sides equal and each angle is equal to 90. You can see from this diagram, this side and this side, this side and this side are all equal. And the angles are also equal. That makes it, each one of them to be 90 degrees. Rectangle. A rectangle is a quadrilateral that has its opposite sides equal and each angle is also equal to 90. Now, if you look at the side of this rectangle, this one is parallel to this and they are equal. This one is parallel to this and they are equal. And each of these angles make up to 90 degrees. Parallelogram. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral that has two opposite sides parallel and equal in length. Two opposite sides parallel and equal in length. You can look at this side is parallel to this side. This side is parallel to this side. And if you look at the angle, this angle is equal to this angle and this angle is equal to this angle. But we can also have two types of parallelogram. We have the normal parallelogram and the rhombus. The difference between the rhombus and then the parallelogram is that the sides of the rhombus are the same and opposite angles are also the same. A trapezium. A trapezium is a quadrilateral with one pair of opposite sides parallel. Now look at this. This is an example of a trapezium. This side and this side are parallel, while these ones and these are not parallel. When the two non-parallel sides are equal in length, it is called an isosceles trapezium. Now this is an isosceles trapezium. Now you look at it, these sides, they are actually non-parallel sides. So, but the angle here is equal to the angle here, and the angle here is also equal to the angle here. Kite. A kite is a quadrilateral that has two pairs of adjacent sides equal in length. Now, and one pair of opposite equal. Now look at this adjacent. This side is equal to this. And look at this other one. This side is equal to this. That is what makes a kite. Types of polygon. We have irregular polygon and a regular polygon. Irregular polygon. When the sides of a polygon and the included angles are not equal, it is called an irregular polygon. Examples are, look at this shape. It is actually supposed to be a pentagon, but the sides and the angles are not equal. So that makes it an irregular pentagon. Look at this one too. It is an irregular hexagon. It has 6 sides and 6 angles, but the sides are not equal and the angles are not equal. Regular polygon. A polygon that has all its sides and angles equal is called a regular polygon. For example, this is a triangle. You can see the sides. This is a square, this is a rectangle, this is a pentagon, and this is hexagon, and we have so many others. We have so many others. Now, let's look at a cycle. A cycle is also a plane shape. So, a cycle is a plane shape that has a set of points equidistant from a fixed point O. Now, let's look at this cycle. This is a fixed point. So, if it has a fixed point, any line, any point here meeting the central point will make a cycle. Therefore, the line that divides a cycle into two equal parts is called a diameter. And any line from the center of the cycle to the remaining part of the cycle or the circumference is called the radius. And then the outer line is called the circumference. And whatever you have as the shape is called the cycle. The circumference. The circumference is the distance around the cycle. The radius, and for plural, is radii. A radius is any straight line joining the center of a cycle to any point on the circumference. Look at this point here. From this point to this point is called a radius. From this point to this point is called a radius. The diameter. A diameter is a straight line joining 2 points on the circumference and passes through the center of a cycle. Let's look at this. This is from this point. This is a circumference and it's going around to another circumference, but the line has to pass through the center to make it a diameter. From this point to this point, passing through the center is called a diameter. The diameter divides the cycle into two equal parts. Each part is called a semicircle. So if this is a diameter, this part is called a semicircle. This part is also called a semicircle. An arc. An arc is a part of the circumference of a cycle. So if you look at it, if you take a radius here and you take another radius here, the distance from this radius to another distance is called an arc. That is, this line is what we refer to as an arc. The chord. A chord is a straight line joining two parts on a circumference. Now, look at the chord here. It must not pass through the center. Look at it. From this point of a circumference to another point of the same circumference is called a chord. The sector. A sector is a region between two radii and the circumference. Two radii and the circumference. Now look at this. This is this. This is this. Now look at what we refer to as a sector. This is what we refer to as a sector. So by the time you know all these things, then you must have been able to describe a cycle. So let's take these questions. Name the types of quadrilateral you know. 2. How many types of polygon do you know? 3. Draw and label a cycle. Send it through this number. Send it through this number.